Hello and welcome to the May 30th episode of This Week in Kirkland, the official podcast of the City of Kirkland, bringing you timely topics and noteworthy news delivered to you every week. I'm your host, Jim Lopez, one of two deputy city managers here at the city, joined today by two members of our podcast team.
Kate Ryan.
And David Woolbrecht.
As well as our special guest, Robert Heslip. Welcome, Robert.
Hello. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Well, we're
Yeah.
very excited to have you. We've been having a lot of fun talking about sports.
Yes, right.
It's been it's been enjoyable.
It's been enjoyable. But we're going to talk about, on the podcast of the Friday Juanita Market.
Mm-hmm.
You're here to tell us all about that.
I'm excited to do that.
Yeah, it's an exciting thing to do, to participate in. But before we talk about the market, here's what we're talking about this week.
We have some tips on safely using roundabouts, how to be fire wise, and how to get assistance on your utilities.
Plus a few announcements, including capping off Building Safety Month, what's coming up at Council, how it was a productive year for our surface
Very
water team,
productive.
and some upcoming events.
Yes, and a reminder, of course, that we always have links and more information in our show notes for all of our items. It's like a library.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just go in and peruse.
Yep.
But first, our big story of the week. Yesterday, the city and Juanita High School community unveiled their new Raven Way sign.
Yeah, woohoo!
It's exciting.
Yes, this was something the Associated Student Body at Juanita High School proposed and worked with the city to see through to completion.
Council members Falcone, Pascal, and Sweet joined the Juanita Ravens student body
Oh,
team,
fun.
and Principal Kelly Clapp. Yeah, it was a good time out there.
That's great. So
Nice.
great job, Ravens. Now you have a way to call you home.
Yeah, ooh, yeah. See what our
Oh.
writers
Well
did
done.
there? Yeah, Raven Way, a way to...
Raven
yeah,
Way.
it's probably too clever.
There you go.
By half, I don't know.
Speaking of signs up along 132nd Street,
We don't get that segue much.
Yeah.
you may have noticed we have a new roundabout on 132nd.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
So let's take a minute to chat about how to safely navigate them.
That's right. Yeah. So there's still some final work getting done, but the roundabouts on 132nd Street, up at I-405, so up north, have switched to their final multi-lane configurations.
Yes.
There are now 2 lanes going around these things. So you want to be sure to pay attention to the signs and pick the correct lane that you're trying to go for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, pop quiz.
Yes.
Oh,
True
okay.
or false?
True
You
or
ready for this?
false? Okay.
You can only go right in roundabouts, and you should use your turn signal to indicate your exit.
Okay.
Robert, what do you think?
True.
Oh, true. All right. Yeah.
I'm going to go with that too.
Robert's just coming in and
He's like with authority.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Robert
with
is in
authority, just
fact.
nailing it.
I drove in France once. Go right and just keep going.
Just go right. Okay.
And you were
Right.
going for like a week, if I
Close to it.
Well, Robert, his French connection is indeed
Correct.
Correct, yeah. And so the key here is also your turn signal is something that can be really helpful to other drivers to let them know when you intend to exit the roundabout. So bear that in
give an
mind.
indication as you go right when you're going to leave.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Mission Possible.
Dun, 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 dun,
That's what we do.
dun, 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 dun,
Well,
dun,
Mission
dun,
Possible
dun,
has
dun,
reached its conclusion as we approach week 5 of Building Safety Month. Wow, this has been
I know.
a productive month.
And a
Yeah.
long one, 5
Yeah.
months. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're celebrating success in building safety, and this goes all the way back to having Kurt Allworth on the show, which was a lot of fun.
Yep. Yeah, we've learned a lot this month about the critical and life-saving work of building safety profession.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up Building Safety Month, we want to send a big thank you to all residents, engineers, code officials, plumbers, electricians. There's so many who collectively help keep our buildings safe.
Yeah. Great job, and thank you so much for your great service.
Absolutely.
So if you or someone you know needs support in paying your bills, apply today to the Kirkland Cares Low Income Support Program. It's a great program.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
we just launched it. Just want to make sure people are aware of it.
Now through September, qualifying Kirkland residents can apply to receive various discounts.
Yeah, and so we're talking utility rates, pet licenses, business licenses, annual vehicle registration, and other city services.
Yes, great stuff.
Really great. All one app, right?
All
Yeah,
one
it's pretty
application.
cool.
Nice
One
and easy.
application.
Yep.
Get it all done in one spot. So the next meeting of the Kirkland City Council is on Tuesday, June 4th. Here's some of what's on the agenda. On the business agenda, Council will consider adopting a resolution to lower the posted speed limit to 20 miles per hour on street segments of the stores to Shores Greenway route.
Yep, safety first.
Yeah.
Council will also consider adopting a resolution declaring the city's commitment to addressing homelessness and authorizing the city manager to develop a homelessness continuum of care action plan.
We're working hard on that.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a lot to do and a lot of great engagement upcoming.
Yeah, so much more to follow in this one.
Yep.
Prior to the business agenda, the council study session will include a review of proposed amendments to the Kirkland Municipal Code and Public Records Act rules.
And council will also receive a presentation on the Public Works Maintenance Center facility plan as the first of several discussions.
Now, council meetings are, of course, streamed live on the city's YouTube channel, Facebook page, and website. You
That's
can listen
right.
to the podcast.
And
on
get,
YouTube. Just
yeah.
throwing that in there.
Yeah, just
just FYI.
FYI. We're still getting a little bit of the May showers.
yeah.
Yeah. You happy about that, Jim?
Doesn't
Waiting
sound
for
like
the
it.
sun. Waiting for the sun.
Yes.
But the Department of Ecology has predicted a drought, interestingly, a drought emergency for most of Washington state this year. So it doesn't feel like that right now.
Yeah,
But
but-
interestingly, doesn't look good with respect to drought.
Yeah, so our snowpack, our, what's in the aquifers, that sort of thing, looking like it might get drought later, and dry conditions significantly increase the likelihood of wildfires in urban areas. And Kirkland,
risk.
Yeah, Kirkland Fire has some practical safety tips, which include
Raking away your leaves, dead limbs, and twigs from around your home and deck. And also consider using crushed stone or
interesting.
gravel instead of flammable mulches within 5 feet of your home.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
and find out more at kirklandwater.gov/fire.
Yes. So now we've had some luminaries from Kirkland's surface water team on the podcast.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah,
All of them.
shout out to
Yes.
Kate,
We just-
Aaron, Ryan Marie.
Yeah, they just
Woo.
they're charming and they give us all this wonderful environmental advice
And
how
are
to
incredibly
save the planet
well-read.
and
Yeah.
well-read.
Yeah.
Just like all our
Right.
guests.
Yeah.
But they're fun. Okay, so that team just published their 2023 annual report. And we wanted to call out some of our very favorite highlights.
So throughout 2023, the Surface Water Utility Team launched an interactive stream health dashboard.
They cleaned up 196 spills from the stormwater system
Whoa.
to protect our creeks and lakes.
That's like one every other day.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Wait, did I do my math there? Yep. They also celebrated the opening of 132nd Square Park and the massive stormwater vault beneath the field. That was a huge project.
This is a big year. They're kind of like our own little environmental protection agency.
Yes,
when you
true.
think
Right.
about it. They're like the E EPA.
So they had such a great year, big impact on our environment. Thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you,
Thank you.
team.
And come on back on the show.
Yes.
Yeah,
Tell us what you're reading.
yeah.
Sure to
Watching.
happen.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Listening
Things like
to.
that.
Yeah.
That's right, folks. We've also got some upcoming events. Join the city in celebrating Pride Month. It's on June 7th. We'll be there.
Get clothing mended and broken household items repaired at an upcoming repair event at the Kirkland Library.
Take an in-person tour of the Cascade Recycling Center.
And help save a life at June's Blood Drive.
Yes, great,
All that info and more, you know where to go.
You know where to go. And that brings us to our 5 over 5. That's 5 questions in what is sure to be over 5 minutes with our
Indeed, yeah.
special guest. Welcome, Robert Heslip of the Kirkland Juanita Friday Market.
Thank you.
Welcome, my friend.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Welcome, Robert.
So, will the sun come out for the Friday market?
I certainly hope so.
Yeah.
We put in the
Okay.
permit request,
did you
I think,
put
to
that in
Public Works, but
No rain on Fridays.
Yeah.
I know we need some rain
That's right. Just put it
to
in the
keep
permit.
the drought from happening.
Well, we're-
just not on
But
Fridays.
not
There's
Fridays.
6
That's
other
true.
options.
So, Robert, tell us your role in the city.
So I'm the market manager. I have been, this is my 4th year for the Juanita Friday Market.
Awesome.
So, you run the market?
Well, it either runs me or I run it. Depends on which week it is.
So, you have like a symbiotic relationship going with the market.
Certainly. It's a marriage.
Yeah. Well, that sounds very cool because we love our Friday market.
It's the best market in King County.
Yeah. Boom. Right there.
There it
Right
is.
there.
Yeah,
on the podcast.
tagline. Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the market and some of the fun stuff coming up. But before we do, tell us, how did you come to work at the city?
My daughter works for the city of Kirkland, and the previous manager ended up moving away from Kirkland. And so there was an opening, and in a past life of sales and marketing, I've been involved in events for a lot of years. And so
cool.
she thought it would be a good fit. I was looking for something that
Oh,
was,
that's great.
part-time, and it fit the schedule. It's seasonal.
I mean, that's just a great story because, that's how you build a great community, right? You got to be very intentional about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So she recruited you, and where are you coming from?
I have lived somewhat over all the country. I grew up in the Southeast. I've lived in Pennsylvania, Virginia, and 2 separate times in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh my goodness! All right.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's great
Globetrotter,
stuff.
Yeah.
Have you developed a favorite thing about the city?
To me, my favorite thing is just where it's situated on the lake. It's just it's a beautiful, picturesque community. And I mentioned that I had lived in Pennsylvania. I lived in Western Pennsylvania, and Kirkland was started to be a steel city.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
The Pittsburgh of the
So
West.
Pittsburgh
or
of the
whatever.
West.
What we were going for earlier.
And I'm glad that it didn't, because Pittsburgh was dirty and smoggy and really a mess in the 70s. And
But they
y'all
are
missed
great-
all of that.
But they had great baseball teams.
They did back then.
Oh.
Not so much recently, but back then.
Okay.
That's the Willie Stargell days, right?
Willie Stargell, Roberto Clemente.
Yeah, amazing. So
All right.
back in the day, so you work in the parks department, right?
Yes.
So remember the artificial surface they played on back in the day? The baseball.
at
I,
Pittsburgh.
I remember fields going from grass to
Cement, basically.
cement with some sort of plastic
Yeah, I don't know.
on
They
it.
put a little carpet on top
Oh
of
my
the cement.
gosh.
I remember those games. The ball would bounce like.
Yes.
So
it's just like a
Oh.
have you
bouncy
walked
ball.
on the modern artificial surface fields out here? And
I have.
isn't it amazing what they
It
do?
is amazing how they have changed and how nice they are. I've got grandkids that are playing on turf fields, and they don't get rained out. They don't turn into mud pits, and I don't worry about them,
Shattering bones.
Right. Right.
We just noted in the previous part of the podcast, we did an amazing amount of work on 132nd
That's
Street
right.
Park.
Exactly, for
Yeah.
that reason.
So we're here to talk about the Juanita Friday Market. Tell us about the market.
Well, this is the 18th season
wow.
of the market, and we're excited to get it started. We've got a full list of vendors coming in for this year. We've had over 55 applications.
wow.
Some of those we had to put on wait lists
Wow.
because we don't have a.
Because you're that good.
We're that good, and we don't have unlimited space.
No, you're bursting at the seams.
So we're picking up some new vendors this year. Some things we have not had in the past, and the market's really it really focuses more toward the foodie side of markets. Some markets are very craft oriented, and we are more food oriented. Both growers, the farmers who bring their produce, berries and fruits and vegetables, and also hot food and food processors.
yeah.
So we have sauces, we have jams, jellies.
Oh, so you go and you buy
yeah.
your specialty stuff right
You
there
can
at the
buy-
market?
Yes.
That's fun.
As well as your mainstay, like
Mainstay.
kale and berries and so forth.
Cherries.
Groceries.
We'll have a cherry orchard,
Ooh.
folks, for the June and July section, and
Yes, please.
so
That's a win.
Yeah.
it is. So, but this year we're adding a little bit on the grower side. We're the foodies have asked us about mushrooms. We've been trying to find
Nice.
a mushroom vendor.
So
we
here's a
have-
pro tip. Pro
Awesome.
tip. Let's listen to those foodies,
Yes. There
of
you
which I
go.
am not one.
But hey,
But hey,
mushrooms are delicious.
mushrooms, yeah.
Not only will they have mushrooms that you can buy and take to eat, but they also have grow kits, so you can learn to
Nice.
grow your
Oh,
own
really?
mushrooms. So it's-
I've done one of those before.
You know what they say? Give a person a mushroom for the day.
Oh, yeah.
And they make a
That's
nice mushroom
Mushrooms.
stroganoff.
But
And
teach a person.
yeah. And they need a dark closet to grow it in. I think is how does that not go that way? I don't know. I forget.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Something.
How,
Okay.
th-
Yeah,
this
it's-
is that's the part I've got to learn this year.
Well, there's someone there that can help you
Yeah.
learn.
So, Robert, this is all down at the beach, right?
It is at the beach.
So
and
it's super cool. You can get all the food and crafts and stuff, and then we have a lot of places down there, beautiful places to sit and eat.
the the beaches, opens this coming weekend, and
for swimming,
or
yeah.
For swimming,
Nice.
and will be open until Labor Day. So 3
There
of
you
the
go.
4 months, the beach is open. Families come. They
So when
grab
is the
food.
first Friday market?
It is next Friday, June 7th.
Friday,
Mark your
June 7th.
calendars.
There it
Mark
is,
your
yeah.
calendars.
And we're talking Juanita Beach Park.
Juanita
Yes.
Beach Park.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
Thank you.
Great.
Juanita Beach Park. Any other particularly new endeavor in the market this year?
Well, one other one we have, at least for the month of June, is a local Kirkland author, a book
Oh,
author. So
That's fun.
That sounds
She's-
really interesting.
she's going to be selling her books that she says are fun, flirty, and simmering.
So these
Whatever that
fiction,
means.
Wow, those
Yeah, for the summer. There you go.
Are
Like,
these
did
are
she-
these fiction stories?
Fiction.
Yeah.
Is it
Fun
like an
flirty. To
the
adaptation
best
of
of my knowledge
Bridgerton, or
is-
what's going on?
Pardon?
Adaptation of Bridgerton?
I'm not sure.
Those adjectives are what I hear about that show.
It's, I'm assuming it's some sort of romantic.
Okay,
Well, that sounds
got it.
very
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
And then in our hot food area, we're adding this year Himalayan dumplings, which
What?
All right, I'm in. I may not be a
You
foodie,
had me
but-
at dumplings.
so.
but-
And my understanding is that these Nepalese delights are best served fried. And of course,
Oh,
coming from the
yes.
South,
You're like,
anything
everything
fried.
is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
August 9th, we celebrate National Farmers Market Week. We,
Oh, August 9th, okay.
we have a touch of
producer
tractor.
Anthony Girardi. Are you taking note of that?
Yeah.
But we have a thing for kids to touch a tractor. So one of the city tractors
Oh,
is on
fun.
site.
Kids
and
love
they
that.
Nice.
The kids climb all over that.
Yeah, kids love that.
Nice.
So
That's amazing.
All right, well, thank you. All right, so this is one. If we have one more question for you.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite book, show, or anything, one of those that you might be enjoying right now?
as I looked at this question, I pondered it a little bit.
Yeah.
The Sandlot is
Oh,
is our
fun.
family movie.
Classic. So is your family more of a baseball family or another sport? Or is it kind of all over
Well,
the place?
it's when the movie came out. Our oldest son was in his little league years.
Oh, nice, perfect.
And so it was
Cool.
perfect for that.
Yeah.
And we've watched it over the years. Everyone has seen it.
Oh, that's
at
sweet.
one of my birthdays, we watched it outside at night by the
nice.
pool, and
Oh, yeah, that's
had
cool.
kids, grandkids, and everybody watching that. And
Love it.
as I watched, my oldest son showed it to his kids
Oh,
for the
that's
first
sweet.
time in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, really?
So they're both. He's got two playing
Nice.
coach pitch baseball. So
Oh,
they're
nice.
starting this journey. And I watched a little bit of it over the last couple of weeks, and I realized that it also there was other impact to it rather than including baseball, and that is the swimming pool scenes and the lifeguard and so forth. As I mentioned, my daughter works here. She hires all the lifeguards for the city and runs the aquatic programs
Oh, my
for
goodness.
the city. So it impacted her in that way because she enjoys baseball as a fan, but never
Sure.
enjoyed playing
Oh, my
whatsoever.
goodness.
So wow, that movie is very impactful.
Yes,
So it-
yeah.
Hold.
You know what's
stays
kind of fun is I think we have the movies down at the Juanita Beach, right? The movies.
We do drive in during the winter.
Yeah, drive-in.
But during the summer, there's also some across the street by the tennis courts during the day on Saturdays.
Oh,
So
I love that.
With your permission, I may put a request in for the.
For the
Yeah,
Sandlot.
Sandlot,
it should be there,
Should be.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds like a no-brainer.
without a doubt.
So thank you, Robert. This has been super fun. We have to have you
Yeah.
back on. Will you come back on?
I'll be glad to.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
Robert, will you stick around for our pop quiz?
Sure.
This is our multiple choice trivia. One of these answers is a cornucopia of facts, while the others are simply left at the market. Which means, of course, that we just made them up. So here we go. You ready?
Okay.
I'm ready.
Option A, in 2022, Washington agricultural production topped $12.8 billion.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Option A, $12.8 billion.
Okay.
Okay.
Option B, Despite its reputation, Washington State is not the number one producer of apples in the United States, despite apple production accounting for nearly 75% of Washington's agricultural production.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Maybe
Fascinating.
one part I can believe, but not the other part. I don't know.
That's a
I don't
tough
know.
one. We do produce a lot of apples.
I know.
Yeah.
Option C. If you plant one of your broken Apple AirPods in calcium-rich soil, it will, in fact, actually sprout into a first-generation 2001 Apple iPod.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know Apple had that functionality.
Indeed.
Yeah.
They're just leaning into the,
Green
futurism.
revolution.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Sure. Yeah.
I
Are
don't think
we quite there
I'm
yet?
not sure.
I don't think our environmental teams would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might get a strongly worded
Worded
email
email.
Yes.
from Gina
Yeah.
Jan, I think.
I'm interested because it's all about agriculture.
There you
And
go.
it's the Juanita Friday Market. So
Yeah.
well done on finding
Yes.
All right. Good.
finding this question.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm leaning towards. I do think we are in fact the top Apple producer.
I
So I'm
think
going to
you're
say
right.
option A is the.
That's exactly where I was going to
Yeah,
head
okay,
down,
all right,
because I know Washington is, having lived in the number 2 state, which is Virginia, I believe.
Oh, look at that.
So-
Okay.
Jeez.
So Virginia's chasing Washington.
Okay.
I don't think they're still chasing, but
Okay.
I think Washington has moved way ahead.
Yeah,
Way
okay.
ahead.
If only we could have moved away in the national championship football game, and that's another story altogether. So the answer is, of course, A.
All right.
The market value of Washington's agricultural production is over $12.8 billion,
Jeez.
Wow.
including the $7.5 billion that is exported internationally.
Okay.
Oh,
Well.
wow.
So we're
Okay.
sending apples all over the world.
Yeah. And so, did you know Washington is indeed, Robert? You got it. Actually, the number one producer of 6 commodities,
Wow.
including apples, also cherries and pears, among others. And Washington produces 300 different commodities in total.
Wow.
That's a lot.
300. That's a lot.
However, apple production accounts for only 16% of the state's total agricultural production value. So, diversified commodities. That's a good way to approach it.
And we would like to say, please do not plant any electronics. We probably shouldn't have even joked about it.
We're going to get,
Yeah.
Gina's going to be calling us.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
So thank you, Robert, for being on the podcast. This was super fun.
Yeah.
I've had a great time. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thank you. And don't forget to come celebrate Pride with us on June 7th.
Yes, and that does it for this week, my friends. You've been listening to This Week in Kirkland. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and
Share.
Special thanks to Anthony Girardi and Victor Durantes for their behind-the-scenes magic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next episode is June 6th. Until then,
Stay connected, Kirkland.